Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom, mashpachah. Saints of the Most High. Good to see y'all. Shout out Sister Liz. Shout out Sister Odessa. Shout out Brother Abram. All praises to the Most High. Good to see y'all, family, on this wonderful Shabbat. I don't know about y'all, but I'm thankful for the Shabbat. I mean, stuff I be having going on throughout the week, I be thankful just to get to the Shabbat. I be feeling that 6 days of work and 1 day of rest. I be feeling that. Shalom, Sister Aaliyah. Good to see you, sis. All praise to the Most High. As y'all can see by the title, we're gonna go into some stuff today. We're gonna get it crack a lacking. A lot of things have transpired, saints. A lot of things have transpired. Right, as you can see, the saints. Give me. Shalom, Sister Justice. Shalom, Princess E. Shalom, Brother Chad. Yeah, man, we're gonna cook today. I got a serious thing I want to talk about though. Like one thing I've been seeing on social media, especially amongst our community, is like ignorant. Um, it is. I mean, just to be quite frank, uh, the Most High calls us sottish children, aka stupid kids. Um, but a lot of the comments, the remarks, the way that Israelites have been handling this situation on social media has been stupid. And I'm gonna explain why. Because the event with Charlie Kirk has prophetic implications. I know Rata already touched on it, but I'm gonna touch on it again, just to drive home the severity of what's been going on. So let me pull up my YouTube real quick, Cap, and we ain't gonna tarry. We're going to hasten the lesson. Let me log out of my wife's YouTube and log into mine. Because I got a few videos I want to show.
Peace and bless and Godspeed to the family online. Happy Sabbath.
Hold on, your mic doing something weird again.
Right, check. How we sound now?
It's robotic.
What about now?
It's still robotic. It sounds like I did. Yeah, it's breaking up. Whatever you did just a couple minutes ago, do that again.
Like check.
Much better. Yes.
Turn it down. What about now? We good?
Much better.
All right.
Oh, Rata said the battery low in the mic. You want to change the batteries real quick?
God, 1 second.
Okay. Anyways, back to it, right? So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna look at a couple videos today. And there's a few different points that I want to hit tonight specifically, right? So I want to touch on the leftist Democratic side. I also want to talk about the right wing Republican side. I want to talk about the Israelites and the way that they have handled this situation. I also want to talk about the prophetic implications that this has and how it directly affects us, the brothers who go out and teach, the brothers who have channels set up to spread the gospel and the word, brothers who stand in the gate against wickedness. This has a direct prophetic implication. That's so when Cal gets the mic together, we're gonna touch on some things today. There's some things I want to make y'all aware of as Israelites, prophetically speaking.
How we sound now? Good.
Do whatever you just did one more time.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check. How we sound?
You robotic still.
about now? Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Okay, cool. We good. I don't know why it sounds like you. Okay, family. Let me know in the chat if Cap sounds sped up, like he on 2 times speed. Might be. I know you naturally talk fast, but it sounds like you like sped up when you talking. Okay, well they said you're good. They said you're good.
Good now. All right. Good.
Okay, yeah, that's better. You good. You good. You good. You good. You good. You good. You good.
All right.
You good. You good. You good. You good. You good. All right.
That's the fast.
Now it sounded like you was talking mad fast. Ain't gonna lie.
Gotcha.
All right. So now that we got the technical difficulties out of the way, let's get to it. So first, I want to start off with you, raccoon knee grows. Right. I want to start off with you, raccoon knee grows. Right. So I want to show y'all something. I'm gonna go to this video. It's on my Instagram. I think I saved it and sent it to myself. Let me make sure. Because Instagram been going stupid here lately. I ain't gonna lie. People been fine Charlie Kirk up, boy. Because bro's just a white supremacist. He's a classic white supremacist. Simple and plain, right? Hold on, Salakia. I didn't send these to myself. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send it to me right now.
Tell me in the chat why you finding that. How y'all feel about this brother death or this brother? This devil death. How y'all feel about it? This white supremacist bigot. You know, how do y'all feel? Y'all care? Don't care? Are you happy? What's your thoughts? What's your emotions? What's your feelings? I'm glitching.
Yeah, you glitching again.
All right, look, I'm gonna do this.
I don't know what it is. It's nutty.
Let me get the other mic. Hold on.
All right, here we go. Bada boom, boom, boom. Bada boom, boom, boom. I got the videos, family. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling them up right now. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Call me Ashwell. How we sound?
Sounds still bad.
All right.
Family, can y'all hear me? Is my audio just distorting or am I clear? I just want to make sure it's not like a connection issue. Okay. All right, so Princess, he said, I'm good. I'm clear.
All right, what
Yellow
about
said,
now? I'm good.
it's good. It's still choppy. I think it'll do though. I think this probably as good as it's gonna get. Because I don't know exactly. And we don't really have time to sit here and just troubleshoot. So we're gonna make it do what it do. Whatever. It is what it is. All praises. All right, so I got the videos, Cap. I'm sharing I'm finna share my screen.
Go ahead.
All right, so here's the first video I wanna look at. Oh my God, it's making me log in. Fudge nugget. Oh, let me see if it allows me to watch it as a guest. Hold on 1 second. Select it. No, normally when you look up videos on Instagram, you can just look at it from a guest perspective. And you don't have to sign in. But it's making me sign in to my Instagram. It's okay. All right. It's sending me a code now. What in the world? Hey, Shalom, family. It's really not allowing me to get in here. It's crazy. Oh, here we go. Okay, boom. Okay. I got it figured out now. We're good. I have it figured out now, Cap.
All right, nah, go ahead.
Kind of hold on. I'm about to share it. So lock it. We're good. Now let's let the goodness begin. Right. So this your boy Charlie. Right? Charlie Kirk.
Selfish. She's immature. And
Uh-oh. Am I lagging?
Come on.
she is a shame to the country. LeBron James is a self-interested.
Hold on, let's see. I'm lagging.
Narcissistic. And we know he's not very smart. LeBron James chronically cheats on his wife, obviously. He's an NBA player. Because of DEI,
Hold on. Let me see if I can send it to you.
Yeah, send it to my email.
Yeah, I'm gonna forward the email to you. Hold on. Because it's pulling hard on my bandwidth right now. Heavy.
How do I sound now?
Sound good?
All right. He said LeBron James is not that smart. Oh shit.
He said he's a narcissist and he cheats on his wife regularly. Obviously, he's an NBA player. What?
Ooh, man.
Made you draw that conclusion that LeBron James chronically cheats on his wife simply because of his occupation? May I add, LeBron James said, go ahead, Salakia.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you feel about those Negroes, man.
Exactly. He can't possibly be faithful because he's a nigger. We use them to breed. That's what he's good for. Fornicate.
He's a nigger with money. So he's a nigger with money.
He's definitely cheating.
He's not intelligent. Right? He's certainly not intelligent because he's a nigger with money. And since he has the money, he's just going to have his way with women, essentially. So he's going to be, chasing whores left and right. And he's probably going to be somebody that either, sells or do drugs. That's essentially what he feels about us.
You get the email out? Check email. See if it came through.
I definitely want to hear what he has to say because I ain't watched this.
Y'all know what's going on internet, but it's not good.
You got to connect yours to the Ethernet cord.
Bro, I I can't find I've been looking for my Ethernet cord and I cannot find it.
Which one? Which link you want me to click on? The first one?
Yeah, the first one first. And let's critique this, and let's identify Haman in Charlie Kirk. Yes. You gotta hit the mute at the bottom right up. Yeah, to unmute that thing. Here we go.
She's also very selfish. She's immature, and she is a shame to the country. LeBron James is a self-interested, narcissistic, and we know he's not very smart. LeBron James chronically cheats on his wife, obviously. He's an NBA player. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer...
Just click it. Just click the video. There you go. So look, let's unpack just a few things that the brother or this guy, Charlie Kirk,
that was it.
has spewed. Actually, can we get a precept first? Can we go to the book of Matthew, chapter 12, please? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 12. I want to show you a Christ-founded teaching, right? Christ taught us something about the things that we see. Or maybe it's Matthew 15. So yeah, let's go to Matthew 15 and let's read verse 18.
All right, so it's the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 18. It says, but those things which proceed out of the mouth come from the heart, and they defile the man.
So the things that come out of your mouth proceed from your heart, right? When the Bible talks about things coming from your heart, or the heart being desperately wicked, it's not talking about your physical organ that pumps blood throughout your blood vessels in your vein to different parts of your body carrying oxygen to make you live. It's talking about your mind, your soul, right? So the things that proceed out of your mouth come from your mind and they defile you. Read on.
19. For out of the heart proceeded evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornication, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with unwashed hands defile not a man.
Right. So the point I'm making with this passage of scripture is that the things that Charlie Kirk are saying is how he thinks. Him just making blanket statements about LeBron James with no substantial evidence to prove or back what he's saying shows he's a racist. LeBron James is a narcissist. How? LeBron James chronically cheats and is unfaithful to his wife when LeBron James is praised for never having an allegation against his marriage.
He said his reasoning, he didn't have evidence, right? He said his reasoning was because he's an NBA player. So
all NBA players are narcissistic. He called him an idiot. He said he's not very smart. I mean, to have a career like LeBron James, be successful with no smut, you got to be a little intelligent to navigate the National Basketball Association. And then you attack this man's family with no evidence. Because guess what, Yataza? I'm white. So I'm right. This is how Charlie Kirk thinks. He's a devil. You had anything you want to add, Cap?
Nah, man. How do I sound? I still sound choppy?
Yeah, it's like going in and out of robotic mode. I don't understand.
Mic check. 1 2 1
Much
2.
better.
Yeah.
Clear.
You want me to continue the video?
Yeah, yeah. Let's keep going.
I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily wholesome. Black America was getting richer, they were getting stronger, and families were largely still put together before the Great Society, Voting Rights Act, and Civil Rights Act. 60 years later, Black America is in a worse position. I'm not saying it's because of the Civil Rights Act. I'm not saying it's because of the Voting Rights Act, but somewhere something went awry. I can name at least a dozen people more deserving in the 20th century of a federal holiday than MLK. The reason we talk about race so much is because we have a federal holiday to a guy that talked about race all the time. We celebrate the Civil Rights Act more than the American founding.
Hey, so look, that goes to my point, right? Because there's another Instagram video that I have within the thread that I sent to Cap where he completely dissed Juneteenth, right? He said, I don't think it should be a federal holiday, and I'm going to work. Goodbye. We're going to watch it. But you got niggas who so
Crying over
simple.
this nigga. Yeah, they crying over this brother, man. Crying over this devil.
They're shedding tears, breaking down, ready to fight physically, carnally, over this man's death. He just dissed. I don't care how you feel about MLK. MLK has legislation behind his work. Martin Luther King Jr. has federally recognized legislation behind the work that he put in while he was on Earth.
And just to add insult to injury, you don't get to speak on our nation. Who gave you the authority to say anything about us and what we doing? You get what I'm saying? Like I hate when white people think they have the audacity to speak upon our oppression. Give me that they speak wickedly concerning our oppression.
Yeah.
Give me that real quick. Like, who the hell gave you the authority to speak upon our plight and our struggles as if you lived it? You little church boy. You witnessed it from a textbook. You ain't even boots on the ground to speak on anything. You ain't probably never in your life been in no projects. And the nerves for you. That's why I hate white people. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not afraid to say that. I hate them because of stuff like this. They speak wickedly concerning our oppression. They disregard all the systemic aspects of oppression and disregard it. And anytime we want to celebrate or we get a little bit of celebration, he wants to dim that light and condemn it and push it down as if it doesn't exist. Read that when you got that, King.
Con, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Khan, and that's essentially what he's been doing. He's talking about a black pilot, and he's trying to cross parallel DUIs with so-called African American black people. With that's going to translate into the profession of being a pilot. When I'm sure if we did the studies in the trucking industry, because there's a lot of white trailer trash truckers that do that industry, I'm sure we can find all type of drugs, narcotics, snorting, overdosing, whatever. You know what I mean? But are we going to use that industry and cross parallel it with pilots and say, well, there's a similarity between white people who are driving vehicles also flying planes? And you know what? The ones that drive vehicles seem to get high and snort crack and, whatever. They're going to do this. Is the natural progression is going to be, well, they're going to do this as plane instructors or plane aviation pilots. Like, come on, bro. That is so goddamn crazy to even fix your lift to say. And we got our people crying over this damn double. Make it make sense, huh? Please make it make sense. I yield.
So you have, to Kevin's point, we know that Edomites famously speak wickedly concerning our oppression. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps is racist. I'm plainly, cleanly. To tell me as a Negro to pull myself up by my own bootstraps is racist. What you're telling me is the systematic oppression that I face in this country, the 10 obstacles I have to get through just to get where you are by default should be disregarded. The fact that I am discriminated against in employment opportunities, loan opportunities, home ownership opportunities should be disregarded.
How about this? How about the 18 trillion to 20 trillion dollars of free labor for 250 years? How about that? They have an insurmountable lead in terms of start to finish, and then you have devils and bigots like this that's able to speak so proudly, as the scriptures talk about, lawfully, right, concerning our oppression, because he's going to disregard the history as if it doesn't, like it's insignificant. So wait a minute. If you got this young black kid that's from the projects, or you got this young Latino kid that's living in the barrios, and you got this middle-class white boy whose parents gave him a trust fund of $800,000 at the age of 18, the black and Latino parents probably put them in debt by taking out stuff on their name because you know what I mean, because they ain't messed up their credit. You telling me that's a fair playing field? If you don't get the hell out of here, man.
Hold on. Let's drive the wedge even deeper. Let's talk about the disproportion of wealth between white and black people. I just saw an article the other day that Elon Musk was surpassed by some Edomite I don't even give a damn about in net worth. Do you know how much this Edomite is worth?
Who, Charlie or the other one?
I think it's Charlie, the software company owner.
What, 400 billion, something like that, 4-5, something like that.
He's worth $376 billion.
That's crazy.
Yo, this brother is worth $376 billion. Bro, I was reading an article on Forbes. It said that Elon Musk plus him have the ability to fund 10 million lives. It said 10 million ordinary American lives can be funded by them two alone.
Wow.
10 million Americans can have a year's worth of all of their expenses paid just by these two brothers put together combined. So the average American household is 40 to 50,000 income base, maybe 60, the median now. 10 million of those, 10 million people get all of their funds taken care of for a whole year. Who's the richest in our nation? Jay-Z?
Yeah, probably Jay-Z or Oprah, one of those.
How much is, let's just say Oprah, because I think Oprah got more money than Jay-Z for sure. How much is Oprah worth? Let me look it up real quick.
She worked for Bill.
Hold on, richest African American net worth. All right, so the richest African American is Alexander Karp. He's worth 14.3 billion. Now,
yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot.
But hold on. 376 to 14.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. I'm sharing. There you go. Boom.
All right, let's talk.
All right. So as you can see here, family, as of 2025, the richest African American individuals include Alexander Karp. We're just gonna say here, Alexander Karp, right? Because that's what I want to know. Damn, Michael Jordan up there, 3.5 bill. Anyways, Alexander Karp is worth $14.3 billion. Now, the richest man in the world, 2025, right? This guy, Larry Ellison, right? This is the guy I was talking about. Look at him. Look at him. All right, so this is the article I was reading. Let's read this real quick. I'm gonna be quick with this, right? Forbes has been scanning the globe for billionaires since 1987. We found 140 of them that first year. It took 2 decades for their numbers so swell beyond 1,000. Then there were 2,000 in 2017. Now, 8 years later, another milestone. 3,028 entrepreneurs. Let me get to the. I don't think this is still right. Hold on. 1 second. Let me find. It was an article about Larry Ellison. Here we go. It might be. Oh, I can't remember the article I read where it said that. But anyways, nevertheless, point being, this brother worth $393 billion, family. The closest Negro to this brother is at 14.3. That's the point. The point is the amount of wealth that Esau has, the amount of sheer capital that he is in possession of, far surpasses us 300 times over our riches.
Just one man. Huh?
One. So the point is, family, one of Charlie Kirk's positions was that there is no such thing as systemic oppression. Well, I beg to differ. When you have white men who have the ability to buy whole countries, that brother Larry Ellison bought a whole island in Hawaii. He owns a whole island in Hawaii. And he bought it for 30 million. Most Negroes' whole family put together ain't never put together $30 million in their lifetime.
Facts.
We're just being real. Like that's the reality I'm trying to get y'all to see. Like he doesn't have the ability to see the world from our perspective.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's why it's so easy to speak lawfully concerning our oppression, because he ain't stepped 1 foot into the hood to even make an assessment. He ain't been around us. He don't know the things that systemically, neither does he care. But I mean, for him to speak so openly and so pridefully and so matter-of-factly, as if he grew up in the hood or if he experienced any of these things that we go through as a nation, is just, and I don't really care about white people talking about our plights. I can care less. What pisses me off is the coons that agree and second, everything they say in kumbaya with the oppressor. You know what I mean? As if he's spitting. That's what pissed me off.
Cap, to your point, bro, you got niggas treating this man like he's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, they made him into a martyr, right?
Yeah, I was watching Deke video yesterday, man. Shouts to Deke. I was watching this video, Deke in the car, and I was just like, what? Looking at who was that? God Logic, Avery, right? The dude Avery. Can't even call him God Logic, man. Damn Avery. Crying over this white Edomite bigot. Like crying tears, like crocodile tears for this Edomite bigot. It's bro.
Break it down.
For the life of me, I cannot understand it whatsoever.
Well, you got Candace Owens too, breaking down crime, but I expect that from Candace. I mean, her husband is an Edomite. You understand? But I'm just talking about brothers and sisters I done seen on Facebook who are defending this man to the ends of the earth, calling him a man of God.
Yeah, they called him a martyr of Yahweh Shai. They said he's a martyr of Christ.
Bro, they're calling him a man of God who is on the right hand. I saw a comment that said that he's on the right hand of the Father, right?
Oh my God. This is
No,
blasphemous, man.
no,
Goddamn blasphemous, man.
no, Cap. I cannot make this stuff up. It was somebody in the comments saying, "Hey, he has done and run his race well." He heard, bro. A comment said, "Well done, my
This
good."
is why the Most High called us stupid. Hey, Israel, you are stupid. If you believe that, you are stupid. You need to be changed. You need to be checked immediately to see if you off that ish, man. Because you stupid. Give me that side of children. We're stupid. I can't even help it. We're retarded at this point.
Hey,
To say that an Edomite cracker bigot devil sitting on the right hand of Yahweh? Are you kidding me? We are retarded at this point, bro.
Hey, this Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
But do them laws, they don't want to talk about them laws, huh? You bootleg Christians, y'all want to talk about the Trinity, y'all want to talk about Gentiles can be amalgamated into the covenant or replacement theology, but y'all want to talk about them laws, though. I remember Rata was doing a debate with a Christian. You know, Rata's really, really good at debating, right? He walked him down a dark alley and he was like, hey, look, check this out. I'm not going to even argue the semantics of salvation. Let's say y'all going to get salvation, but your salvation is slavery, and I can show you the scriptures to support it. Christian wasn't prepared for that argument. Rata a better man than me. Rata allowed him to change the conversation and go into another discussion. Because I think Rata was trying to reel him in. Right. I would have been on his line, like, hold on. So you telling me you conceding? Did you lose the argument? Is the debate over? So your Christian God and your dogma is a lie. We're on live TV right now. Go ahead and tell me that.
Right.
You need to go back and study. So we're gonna put a pin on this. Okay, good. So y'all see the Christian wasn't prepared. You know, I gave him a couple weeks. He wasn't prepared. You know, but the point I'm making is these bootleg Christians, man, they'll talk about the Trinity. You know, it being three persons in one, but one entity, but three different people, which is crazy. But they will not talk about the laws of the Most High God whatsoever. They'll disregard them.
They don't even. They have no interest in having that conversation. But I'm gonna cry over Charlie Kirk. Someone who felt as though you are not. He didn't feel that after getting physically oppressed for 200 some odd years, having families displaced from one another. Let me hit you on with one even deeper, right? I don't know if anybody's read the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. I have that book. She goes on to explain how trauma passes down throughout your progeny genetically. What this means is that trauma from both parents can pass down to their children and embed itself in their genetic coding, which means the way that they come out, and somehow Black children are naturally more aggressive, how some Black children grow up and are naturally afraid of Edomites. That is because they have trauma genetically encoded in them that was passed down through their parents. This is something that white people don't have to deal with. We do. We literally have generations and generations and generations of trauma that has went unresolved and disregarded by people like Charlie Kirk. They say, hey, slavery was 300 years ago. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, What about great grandma who got raped by a white man and never got any justice because of the times that she lived in? She just had to deal with it and said, "Hey, it was actually a blessing that I got raped by a white man because he's white." And remember, God is white. We're not gonna talk about that though.
Hey, is it lucky? Roger just sent me a video. We gotta look at it real quick. uh, I think this is your boy Charlie Kirk's best friend, man. You know how you know that one Edomite that always says, "Yeah, I have black friends. I have a couple black friends." You know what I'm saying? This is boy right here, man.
Hey, look, people testifying to what I'm saying. This is why we have no remorse or feel any sympathy in nothing for Charlie Kirk.
Well, he told us not to feel sympathy. He said, "No, don't have empathy for people that die."
Oh, I
Like,
remember
nobody.
this nigga. I remember this Sambo ass nigga. I mean, like,
Who? I'm very angry because
what you gonna do about it?
you don't get your lick back.
Hey man, hold on, pause this. Pause this. Let's get First Maccabees chapter 1, bro. Pause this. Pause this. I'm already irritated. This is First Maccabees. I'm already irritated, Cap. Just by
God, God.
with the Jesus tat on his wrist. I'm irritated. He's already irritated. This is First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many. This nigga got a big debate platform too. Who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with Charlie Kirk and the rest of the Republican conservatives around us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow." Look at this nigga, man. I'm aggravated.
Sadly enough, right? He talks about getting his leg back, right? But he forgets about the rape, rob, murder, pillaging, castration, and quartering and burning of his forefathers not that long ago, maybe 80 years ago. Maybe
Let's take it back to the baby boomers.
Yeah, let's take it back to the baby boomers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let's not even go back that far. My grandparents 65, 60, well, they 67 now. They lived in a time where you could get lynched. They lived during the time where you were getting lynched. They lived in that. That's not 200 years ago. That's not even 100 years. That's 60 years.
Roch's grandparents did sharecropping, bro.
Come on,
his grandparents are still alive, and they did sharecropping. So it's not. We're not that far removed. We're a couple generations, maybe. Let me see. Ronta, and his parents. So we're talking about 3 or 4 generations ago. That's not long ago.
That's not removed at all. Did not a police officer just walk into someone else's apartment looking for somebody, shot and killed them on their own couch?
Yes. That man was minding his own goddamn business and got murdered.
Is that not a lynching?
That's a lynching. That's a public lynching. That's essentially what it is. It's a public lynching. She got off easy. And the family hugged her and kissed her.
To Sister Rayala, Salaki, Cap. And it was in one of the Carolinas just 2 years ago. A nigga got hung.
Yeah. He was a truck driver. Yeah, he got hung. Yeah, for sure. It was in South Carolina.
South Carolina. We're not removed at all. We're still living in this reality. Ain't no Salaki. Let me calm down. We're not removed at all.
Yeah, I know these type of bootlicking coon, docile, effeminate. They'll go hard on. Give me this one real quick. First Maccabees 11. This is what I don't like about these type of dudes, these type of individuals, right? This is the same type of dude that'll say, "Well, y'all not my brothers because y'all Hebrew Israelites and y'all don't agree with my, criminology, because that's what it really is, the demonology. Y'all don't agree with my Christianity, which is really my demonology. So you guys are not my brothers. So I can care less if y'all get murdered, shot down in the street, but a white bigot, racist, homosexual. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Homosexual that hates your people, he gets a pass. Matter of fact, you're crying your tears out, crocodile tears for this dude. But you don't care about little Ray Ray over there in that's probably in the jungles right now. his mom was strung out on crack. His dad ain't nowhere to be around. Maybe his dad was murdered, or maybe his dad doing life, and maybe his little sister don't got any shelter. So now she has to go on FIG. So that happens a whole lot, unfortunately. It's so sad when I think about it and I hear some of these stories. I get like him in my privacy. I get like him thinking about the nature of my people, and I can't do ish about it, but preach. That's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do about the climate and the conditions of my people. But this the same nigga right here. I hate niggas like him that won't give a goddamn about our people whatsoever. Won't even care about if he hear anything that's going on within the inner city ghettos of Los Angeles. He probably will laugh or won't. You know, it was like, okay, on to the next. Sadly enough, because he hates his people. Give me that first Maccabees 11:21.
Con. And I got my screen share for something I want to show.
First
Maccabees 11:21. It says, then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
Is that 21? Oh, yeah. Read it again one more time.
That hated their own people.
Yeah, read that one more time.
Con, this first Maccabees 11:21. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
Hated their own people. These are the type of individuals that hate their own skin. Candace Owens, she won't never marry a black guy. She'll never be amongst the blacks because she hates her own skin. She looks in the mirror and she despises what she sees internally. Unfortunately, that's a sad reality to be in. You know what I mean? When you were able to cry over your Edomite counterparts that would have watched you get lynched if we lived in the slavery time. Fast forward, a couple hundred years removed from that. Now we're crying as if we're friends, and the scriptures say never trust your enemy under no circumstances.
Cap, I want to come back to this video, but I just want to show this to drive the point home that we are making right now in regard to these niggas who are crying over this man, but niggas ain't talking about this no more. What is this date right here, Cap? What does this say?
Let me see. I can't see it. I can't blow it up.
Oh, let me see, man.
Oh, 2023. Yeah. March 15, 2023.
March 15, 2023. Mississippi man who went missing found with head severed. I just want to read this one portion of this article. We're not removed from anything. We are still subjugated to racially motivated violence in America. It says Rasheem Carter, a black man from Mississippi who went missing late last year after claiming he was being targeted by white men in his community, was found dead with his head severed from his body. According to a recently released independent autopsy, in light of the results, Carter's family is calling for a federal probe into his death, arguing that the police explanation that there was no foul play does not hold water. The police was telling his brother's family that nothing went bad with his murder, but it just so happened that his head is severed from his neck. After complaining that he was being targeted by Caucasian males in his community. This is 2023. The event happened in 2022, didn't get reported until 2023. The article says last year he went missing. So that's talking about 2022. The article is in 2023.
Give me that one in Psalms where it talks about they do violence as like a sport. If you can find that one for me, King.
That's in Proverbs.
Yeah. Find that for me.
Yeah. Let me get that.
That's
right.
crazy. That's crazy.
So this is my point. You crying over Charlie Kirk, but you ain't crying and mourning over Rasheem Carter.
Because he's just a nigga. He's just a nigga. That's why.
That brother still has not received justice for his murder.
He's not gonna get into Mississippi. That's the most racist state in the world. That's top. racist state in the world. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, but yeah, we don't hear these type of eye cries for our people at all. You know what I mean? These Christians, they go missing whenever you see racially motivated crimes against our people. The prophets of the Lord got to go out there and stand 10 toes down. You know what I mean? But you don't ever see any Christians go out there speaking against it or talking about it. The only time you'll see a Christian speak on it is if it's their white Edomite boot-looking, massa. If he gets gunned down or if he dies in a violent capacity, is the only time you'll see Christians speak out against it, and it has something to do with that white Jesus, man. That's what I believe, because there's no other sense you can make of it, like how you can just disregard the history, you can disregard the systemic oppression, you could disregard even the things they're saying and doing today in terms of gentrification, redlining, miseducation, the list goes on and so forth. They're still doing these things today, and we just kind of turn a blind eye to it, and trust me, believe, man, you can't use. Did you go missing on me out? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Proverbs 10 and 23, I think.
10 to 23, that's what I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, but Val, I want to get this point. Val is not a camp that's not balanced. You know what I'm saying? We try our best to be balanced. We get on our man. We get on rap music. Rata got a whole series getting on hip hop music. So you can't. We clean up our nation. We go out there week in and week out. We condemn gang banging. We hate drugs. We hate gang violence. We hate everything that's against our nation. Anything that's against the scriptures, we speak against it. So you can't say that about us as if we're giving it the pass. Do we think melodically some of the rappers and the people in the music industry, yes, they're still Israelites, so they're phenomenal in terms of putting words together. You know what I mean? I prefer more, the like people like the Spitters, the Kendricks, Pusher T them with bars and things of that nature. I prefer hearing that's like more my my lane. But I'm saying if there's anything against scripture or if there's anything where it's teaching our people to go against the Heavenly Father, we're gonna speak out against it. So you can't put us in that type of box, or you can't typecast Hebrew Israelites. The only thing you can say about us is we're racist. And that's all they say. You know what I mean? Because we hold each other accountable all across the board. But yeah, but I'll yield. Go ahead and get that point, King. My bad.
I'm gonna read it out of the Amplified Bible. This Proverbs 10 and 23. It says, engaging in evil is like sport to the fool, who refuses wisdom and chases sin, but to a man of understanding, skillful and godly, wisdom brings joy.
Yeah, man. Edomites, man. Killing and murder and violence. It's like a sport to them, man. They like living on the edge. Get that one of the Ecclesiasticus out. They love danger, man. 3. Edomites love danger, bro. I don't know. Have you ever like partied with some white boys?
Yeah, and they don't really care about their life.
They don't care about their life. They literally live on the edge. When I went to Tuskegee and I went to Auburn and I partied with some white folks, I mean, I wasn't by myself. I had my brothers with me. You know what I mean? But I was just like, damn, bro. These damn crackers, they party to the death.
Mm-hmm.
They party to the death, bro. They just different, man. The scriptures is clear. It's like they black out. They do all type of stuff that we won't do whatsoever. You know what I mean? I'm not getting drunk or high or anything around no goddamn white people, man. Because that might be the last you hear of that person, right? Read that. At least we were smart enough to know that we don't pass us no cup, don't give us no plate. We don't want none of y'all. We don't want nothing from y'all. We got everything we need in the car, right? But read that real quick. Ecclesiastes 3 and 26.
Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus?
Ecclesiasticus, Sirach.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, I need Sirach. My bad.
This Sirach 3 and 26. It says, A stubborn heart shall fear evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein.
Hey, look, the boy was living on the edge, low key. He was living on the edge, low key. You know what I'm saying? He loved danger, man. Edomites love dangers. They love living on that edge and saying a lot. I guess he like going viral, man. So he said a lot of racist, bigotry in an effort to try to go viral, but it cost him his life ultimately. Definitely didn't die for no martyr of Christ. He wasn't
Facts.
standing on no business of Christ. Let's stop the cap. He didn't teach any of the teachers of Christ. You know what I'm saying? The only thing he would teach that was in agreement with Christ, if I'm gonna be cool, if I'm gonna be fair, is he taught against homosexuality.
Yeah, he taught against homosexuality. He taught completely against the LGBTQ agenda. He taught against the single parent agenda as well, which we agree with. A lot of the conservative views, if you're a Bible believer, you're going to agree with, because a lot of them are biblically founded ideas. But again, they are tainted by white supremacy. That's the key. But nevertheless, let's get back to that video though. I just had to inform you, I had to show you, I had to drive the point home that as of we're in 2025, 3 years ago, a man head was just severed from his body, and the autopsy shown that his decapitation was clean. If an animal would have severed his head from his body, it would have been tears in his flesh. It would have been broken bones from him biting down on his neck. Not a clean severage from his neck. What are you talking about? They sawed the man's head off.
Damn.
They sawed it off.
Did his family at least get some money?
And they said an animal did it.
Did his family get? I remember they said that. Did his family get some money? Did they sue? Did they sue the state of Mississippi?
I would have to.
I'm just saying, did they get some type of recourse from that? Like any type of remedy or closure? See, this is the type of stuff to make you want to go to war, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, but I know we gotta wait till our Lord and Savior say it's time. But I'll be like, damn, bro, hearing stuff like that,
it says the case of Rasheem Carter remains unsolved. Although his partial remains were found, there have been no updates regarding the closure of the case, and his family continues to seek answers about what happened to him.
This is a micro mini example of why we hate y'all, and we never gonna be cool.
All right, hold on, family. I need y'all to breathe in slow for 3 seconds in your nose and out for 4 seconds out your nose. I want y'all to focus and meditate on what I just told y'all. A man in 2022 was captured by white men and decapitated. Body left out somewhere, found by local law enforcement, who probably has something to do with it in Mississippi, and told his family that an animal did it. Since what animal is cleanly taking your head off of your neck? Show me one Animal Planet, History Program, National Geographic documentary of any predator cleanly severing an animal's head off of his neck.
And then they assault our intelligence like that. That's an insult to my intelligence, man. You telling me my son, right, was in the wilderness or somewhere in the woods by itself, and an animal ate him?
But hold on, don't forget this part, Cap. He was complaining about racial harassment by white men in his community prior to,
leading up to the event of his death and his demise. He was complaining, but like they do in those white hillbilly Hickson towns, they disregard the complaints and throw it away. They laugh. Hey, look at this nigga, rip it up, makes what I mean. And then he come up dead, and then they wonder why we had the outcry, and they wonder why we feel the way we feel.
Now check it.
Go ahead, King.
This is why I stopped saying that we only so far removed. We're not removed from SHIT. We still living in it. This is a reminder that we still living in it. We haven't gotten away from Jim Crow. We haven't gotten away from overseers. We haven't gotten away from racial discrimination and segregation. We ain't nowhere near away from it. We still living in it. We're just under an illusion of inclusion.
Yeah, the illusion. Yeah, it's an illusion. Like we feel like we included, and we feel like it's like we in the house, but we can't have a seat at the table. Let the nigger sit outside, or let him sit on the floor, or let him sit in the attic. But he can't come sit at the dinner table with us. No way. That's too far, nigger. Let's play the rest of the video.
Is the it,
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Hey, what was that? What was that at the end? Hey, what was that, bro? What was that, Salakia? What was that? What was that little outro at the end, bro? What was that?
It's the little white Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Jesus saved me. Jesus
Hey,
saved.
Watson dead wrong for that, bro. He knew he knew that was at the end. Like, what kind of
Like that is, yeah, that was funny. Like what?
What is that about? So you got a big black man crying, and then you just have this mural that appears at the end. Like, bro, I'm not laughing at Charlie Kirk's death. It's just, why would you do, like, you're obviously trying to have some kind of comedic relief in the midst of this to do that, bro. Like, yo, that's crazy. So, all right, let's go back to, it's a couple more videos I want to look at. We already an hour in. I want to speed it through because I know you want to get into the 430-year prophecy. Let's just look at the last couple of Instagram videos that I sent in that. That's crazy, bro. Rata, you are diabolically nefarious, brother, for that. That's some diabolically nefarious stuff right there.
Yo.
That's crazy.
Yo. That is funny.
But this goes into, I'm gonna make it brief because I know Kat want to get into it. The prophetic implication. Okay, yeah, play that, please. Hold on, hit the for the niggas in the back. Listen to this, bro.
Saying happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
He hates us, huh?
Look at his face. Play it again. Play it again. Play it again.
Hey, everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
Hey, niggas, forget your so-called Freedom Day. It shouldn't be recognized, nigger. I'm going to work. Have a good. That's what that. Play it one more time.
No, I'm laughing at her. I'm laughing at her comment. She said, "Now you don't got to worry about work, twin." Our people are funny as hell, man.
Play it again, bro. Play it again.
Okay, everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
All right, let's play the next one now.
Yeah, you know Esau, he doesn't even understand why he hates us, man. It goes back to him wanting his birthright.
Thousands of years ago. Years.
He wants his birthright right back. So he might not understand. He doesn't really understand it spiritually why he hates us. But he's trying to figure out. You have something you want to add me?
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Whoever made this on Pinterest, a left-wing extremist definitely made this image. A Democratic extremist, liberal, made this image of Charlie Kirk, bro. Oh, I don't want to jump the gun. Let's play this last thing, and then I'm gonna go into what I'm gonna go into, and I'm gonna pass the ball to you. I'm gonna give you the alley.
All right, Con.
Yeah, we know you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that.
You hear this goddamn devil, man, talking about? See, I don't play that, man.
They are case and point.
You can't do that, man, against any of our sisters, especially our elder sisters.
No. We have a lot of sisters in our chat. Sisters, how do you feel about Charlie Kirk's statement and his belief on your intellect? The way he views your intellect,
and he's just mocking them. You know what I'm saying? It's the mockery, you know, the little jabs and gestures, underhand. You know, just talking. And I'm like, I'm not. Look, I'm not mad at Esau being who he is. I actually like that Esau is keeping it a beam. He's not doing no faking. You know what I'm saying? Because I can respect it because I feel the same way about you. So, nigga, we ain't doing no faking. You know, you stay on that side, I'm gonna stay on this side. I hate you, you hate me. That's cool. It's what pisses me off is the raccoons of our nation who wants to love this damn devil, who's gonna cry at his funeral, who's going to make him a martyr and hold his name and sensationalize his name as if it's something to be reverenced or to celebrate. Those are the ones I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with an Edomite being an Edomite. I'll be a damn fool if he wasn't. You know what I mean? He's actually keeping it in the being. He ain't even doing no faking. I can respect it. Don't mean I like you. I hate you. But you hate me. So it's cool. But I can't rock with my people that's in compliance with this. You know what I mean? And holding hands with this. The scripture said, man, don't join hands with the wicked. The wicked will not be unpunished. You join hand with the wicked, Isaiah 11, you're going to get punished with them. Simple. So you can try to hide under the moniker of Christ and him being a Christian and he have these Christian values and all that. But what you fail to realize, you bootlegging Christians, that he hates God's chosen people. He despises God's chosen people. So inadvertently, you in compliance with him are complicit to his hatred of God's chosen people. That's what you forget to realize. You bootlicking coon Christians. Y'all ain't gonna never check them. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all gonna turn a blind eye to this. Just let him say any type of racist bigotry to your people. Not understanding that he's doing this against the chosen people of God. And then they got the nerve to say he gonna sit on the right hand of the Heavenly Father. Okay. All right. I'll keep playing. Did you have another point with this damn devil?
Yeah, keep playing.
All right.
We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own. I couldn't make it on my own, so I needed to take opportunities from someone more deserving. You know, this is how.
All right, now hit that arrow to the right.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? It almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily, no one really cares when it's HR managers. No one cared when it was, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black.
You're gonna
Dang.
remove my appendix and you're a black doctor? I don't trust you, nigga.
If I see
There's no way. There's no way you have the proper education and vocational training to operate on my white supreme body.
And
Hit that,
black people was crying over this nigga, man.
hit that arrow to the right. Hit that arrow to the right. Stop expecting Israelites to be sympathetic to those who hated us. Do you understand? Do you understand, family? This is why we don't give a rat's derriere about what happened to Charlie Kirk, bro. Actually, Charlie Kirk can identify with us now. He can identify with our plight of being murdered for what we believe in. Charlie, now you can identify. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Huey P. Newton. Now you can identify with us a little bit, bro. You know?
Damn, and the judgment came so swift, man. You see how the Lord killed him, bro?
Yeah.
It was so unexpected. Right on cue. Gang violence was his last words ever uttered.
Mm-hmm.
He has this weird fascination about talking about our people. You know what I mean?
And he got hit right in his throat chakra.
Right in his shoulder.
All them knives was coming from. Right in his throat chakra.
Your own words condemn thee. The scripture say thy own words condemn thee. You know what I'm saying?
Now, family, now that we've seen this, now that we are abreast to the thought pattern of the late Charlie Kirk, right? I want to show y'all something that your boy Donald Jermaine Trump said about your boy Charlie.
Donald J. Trump.
Donald J, bro.
Your boy Donald J, huh? Yeah, man. So as he find that article, family, I don't understand how anybody has any type.
Give me some bandwidth.
Any type of sympathy or empathy for this devil. I mean, I guess you can say as just a regular, natural, because we just naturally.
Actually, I go to YouTube and look up Trump has made his first comment on the bit of Charlie Kirk. And it'll be the video by CNN. And facts, Kate. Facts. A lot of white people would rather die than allow a black physician to guide medical diagnoses, medical procedures, medical advice. They'd rather die.
Is this the one you want?
Because they still view us as 1/3 of a human. See, and this is what Charlie Kirk couldn't get through his thick ass skull, right? You can't identify with us because you have never been reduced to less than an animal before, big bro. Never in your life. Yes, that video, the first one right there. Yes, that one, CNN.
And if you're scared tonight for the country,
you can hear it. Is the sound on?
So are we.
Your audio ain't sharing up. Yeah. Okay.
Former President George W. Bush put it this way in a statement tonight, saying, quote, "A young man was murdered in cold blood while expressing his political views. It happened on a college campus where
not his political, I mean, not his Christianity, right? It was his political views, right? It wasn't over being a Christian.
Hold on. Wasn't George W. Bush in office when 9/11 occurred? What is Mr. 9/11 talking about Charlie Kirk for, bro? You are a progenitor of a war that was responsible for the murder of so many Americans. Let's talk about it, bro. The 9/11 was a setup. George W. Bush knew 9/11 was going to occur. Brother, you started a war on oil or terrorism to get oil, bro. Let's just be plain. Let's just be very plain. George W. Bush, you were responsible for so many American soldiers going over to Iraq and getting their ass slaughtered. Remember, Donald Trump had to pull them out. We never won the Iraq war. Do y'all understand that? We never won that war. We didn't win. That's why Donald said, pull all of the troops out and bring them back to America. Y'all remember that when he got in office the first time?
Yeah, the first time. Yeah. How many? Just look up on your phone how many people died in the Iraq war.
Yeah, let me look at that, bro. Like, what the hell are you talking about, Bush? What are you talking about, bro?
I'm surprised George Bush still alive. I thought that nigga was dead, man. I ain't gonna lie. I can't believe this nigga's still alive, man. I thought he was dead, bro. I was like, damn, I think he's still alive. George Bush still alive, huh? That's kind of crazy.
So it says the U.S. Department of Defense reports that 4,490 U.S. service members died during Operation Iraqi Freedom.
How many?
4,419.
Damn.
So check this out, George W. Bush, shut your mouth. We haven't forgot about you, bro. Your holiday just passed a couple of days ago. You're responsible for 9/11.
God.
George W. Bush is responsible.
It was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah.
For 9/11. Do you understand? Brother, you are responsible. And this is how you know that it was a government conspiracy on oil, giving aid to Israel. Because U.S. soldiers, it's a podcast, the Sean Ryan Show, where he gets special forces members to come on and talk about.
He talks about it, yeah.
All of the special forces said there was no reason for us to be in Iraq. There's absolutely no reason for us to be there. People was dying for no reason. The Iraq War is the reason why recruiting for the military is at an all-time low in American history. Nobody wants to join the army or any of the military branches because of that Iraq War, because of the lies and deceit and propaganda that was pushed during that time frame from 2001 all the way to 2020, bro.
Yeah, it's essentially the commander-in-chief sending you on a dummy mission to get slaughtered. Suicide mission. That's a terrible.
And that was one of the most brutal wars since probably Vietnam.
It
was over there getting blown up by IEDs. Brothers getting sniped. Brothers getting blown up. Brothers getting.
At our old congregation, it was the brother Yatab that was at True Nation. He told us that he seen one of his partners get chipped. Well, he didn't die, but he seen like half of his like part of his body just like get ripped off. You know what I mean? Doing a sniper mission. And he was like, dude, send him a care package every year, reminding him, like, nigga, you almost got me killed. You remember you almost got me killed. I'm gonna remind you every year until I die that you almost got me killed because you made a mistake, something like that. You didn't communicate and got me sniped. I was thinking in my head, like, damn, that's crazy. Like, to your point, like we went over there for nothing, for oil, and we got oil reserves in the nation that we haven't even tapped into.
Under a PSYOP of the Twin Towers, bro. They said the Twin Towers imploded. If you look at the footage, the building exploded
before the impact.
Before impact. Again, bro. So this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, this is the Asian information. Y'all have been Esau. Your secret parts have been discovered per prophecy. We know you very well, brother. Anyways, I just had to get on George W. Bush real quick because why are you even opening up your mouth? We can keep watching.
Opposing ideas should be sacrosanct. Violence and vitriol must be purged from the public square. Members of other political parties are not our enemies.
Violence and vitriol must be purged from the public square. When you brought arguably some of the worst violence in American history.
That's that double talk. Double talk, man. Unstable in all his ways, man. Smooth talker. But his heart, war is in his heart. You know how you go.
They are our fellow citizens. May Charlie Kirk's memory be a blessing, and our prayers are with his family.
We ain't trying to hear none of that. All right. I ain't trying to hear nobody give him no props. Keep it being.
And horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
Now, this is the point that I want y'all to hone in on things. We know that Christ taught us that a nation divided against itself cannot stand. America has already been imploding for years. Listen to the rhetoric of Donald. He said that Democrats are responsible for domestic terrorism. These are public officials and government officials within his office, his cabinet. He's saying that the left wing is responsible for events like this. This is Donald Trump has already put out an executive order to militarize police in, I believe it's 11 different states. Tennessee, my state, being one of them. Right, it started in DC. Y'all heard about that, right? As a part of cracking down on crime, when crime has been the lowest it's been in DC in the last 8 years. But yet he felt the need to militarize the police. For what? They're not militarized enough. They don't have enough immunity. They need more immunity. So the point I'm making, Saints, is that in second Esdras, right? Because I want to give my brother the ball. I've been on here for about an hour and 30. I'll give it to my brother, right? In second Esdras, it says that there will be a great insurrection upon those who fear the name of the Lord, right? They're going to use this as an attack on our First Amendment right. Anybody who offends the status quo of America is a domestic terrorist threat. Treason. That's what this is the foundation of, right? That famine of the word that Amos prophesies. This, I believe, is that event that is the foundation for those prophecies coming to pass. Because we outside, regardless. We outside with it. We online with it. But it's gonna come a time where your free speech is no longer gonna be free. It's gonna require a consequence for what you're saying. Somebody just got gained for going to a Charlie Kirk memorial service and saying "F Charlie Kirk."
He got packed out. Yeah, I seen him. Yeah, that was stupid though. Why would you go to a memorial of his and say that? That's retarded. We gotta be more smart now. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do that. That's like going into the scriptures tell you not to do that, man. That's like going in somebody's neighborhood and dissing them on their block. Come on, that's stupid.
Either way, right? This Charlie Kirk situation, because again, Charlie Kirk was very close to Donald Trump because he pretty much pushed Donald Trump's agenda. Anything that Donald Trump was for, Charlie Kirk was for, and he did
100% behind it. Yeah, he was behind it. Yeah.
Charlie Kirk has 10.6 million followers on Instagram. I never even knew he had an Instagram until today. I went and looked at his Instagram. Bro got 10.6 million followers.
Yeah, I used to see his little TikToks come across my screen every now and then, but I never gave it. You know, I never really paid attention to him.
So the point, right, Cap, that I want to end on, right, is prepare yourselves for tribulation spiritually. Can you give me for the weapons of our warfare not carnal, 2 Corinthians? That is 10? Yes.
Is that what I
want? Yes, 10:4.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. It says, "For the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds."
Right. Family, we can't beat Esau with guns. We can't beat Esau with hands. We are drastically outnumbered in America. We cannot fight him carnally.
I mean, plus he got the blessing of the sword. You're not beating him. Yeah. When it comes to that, the Lord that's the blessing the Lord gave him. He got the fatness of the earth and the blessing of the sword. That's what Yahweh Shai is for. Yahweh Shai is bringing him down. We're not going to be able to do that. We're going to have to, like to the brother point, we're going to have to beat him spiritually because he can't break our spirit.
So you need to align yourselves in this hour in a way that is pure. Because Jacob's trouble is coming. And you have to go through tribulation in order to be saved. I believe that's in 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. But the point of me bringing this out, family, was to show you that, one, if you're an Israelite and you've been looking for problems, you're going to find them. Especially dealing with this Charlie Kirk situation, because the young people are outraged. You got niggas crying over this devil. Donald Trump referred to him as a martyr. The reason martyrs are dangerous, family, is because they represent an idea that motivates masses and groves of people to go to war. That's what martyrs do. Right? It gives people the courage to go to war and die for what they believe. So what this has done is that the people who support and believe in Charlie Kirk have now been zealed with this warlike mentality that they are willing to die for what they believe, which is pretty much fascism. Heavy right-wing theology, ideologies. And they're willing to die about it. That's what's going to cause the civil war. The kingdom against kingdom, the nation against nation, the intertribal wars that are going to start. Because again, a black man didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Another white man killed Charlie Kirk.
And there wasn't even no police work done. Yeah, I should have investigated a little bit more, but I know it wasn't no police work done. His father turned him in.
Yes, his father turned him in. Right?
which is crazy. We run into the end. You're gonna have to catch me if you can, man. Gingerbread, man. I'm out of here.
If I'm going to this length, if I even smell that you're gonna rat me out, you're finna meet your maker too. Like
catch me if you can.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
Did he take him down there to the police facility? We're not doing that. What? We already in too deep. What? What you talking about? Is you with me or you not? I'm already too deep. It ain't no turning back. I smoked the nigga on camera. We ain't turning that. We ain't turning back. Come on, man. What you talking about, man? All right, man. Beautiful, beautiful point, man. Through the spirit and power of the Most High. Yeah, we had to talk about that. That was a hot topic. So I do want to provide some edification through the spirit real quick. Give y'all some edification before we sign out. We'll talk about the 430-year prophecy that we see documented in the scriptures. Some will argue this duality in this prophecy. I have no contention against that. I mean, I do see the scriptures talk about the wisdom and the secrets of wisdom are double, which is. So you do see the duality in prophecy. But I do want to talk about the time this prophecy was fulfilled. And of course, a lot of people can say, well, we didn't actually go through 430 years of oppression in Egypt, per se. So maybe that could have been pertaining to the spiritual Egypt we're in right now. I have no problem with that as well. But through the spirit, I do want to give y'all the precepts and understanding. I don't think we have this type of lesson on Bow Channel. So I thought it was necessary to provide the edification. So whenever I go over this topic, I like to start off my precepts in Galatians chapter 3. So we'll run through this real quick, family. Give y'all some spiritual food while we touch on the hot topics, but we gotta get into the scripts and get some spiritual food real quick before we sign out. Even Galatians chapter 3, verse 17. Galatians chapter 3, verse 17.
This is Galatians chapter 3 and verse 17. And it says, "And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of Yahweh and Hamashiach."
Right. So the covenant that it's talking about is the Abraham covenant. Right. The covenant that was established through our forefather Abraham, the father of faith. All right. For those in my soldier class, my soldier brothers is watching the class, write that down. This covenant that it's talking about is in referencing the Abrahamic covenant, right? Now watch this. Read that second part slow, because I know you be reading fast. I don't want them to miss this. Read it over.
Come on, Galatians.
Make sure you pause at that comma.
Come on, this is Galatians 3 and 17. "And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of Yahweh in Christ, the law, which was 430 years after."
So we have a timeline, family. It says from the time that the covenant was established to the giving of the law, it was 430 years. Comment 7 in the chat if y'all following me. I want y'all to get this math. Okay. From the time of Abraham covenant to essentially the time of giving the law, which would be the Exodus, we had 430 years. 430 years accounted for within that duration. Okay, I see a couple. See Justice, Sakar, Abigail, Kawanap. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, we got enough people tapping in. All right, let's move forward. All right, now I want another precept right before I go into the math. I want you to read this for me real quick. Baba Shah. So this is Exodus chapter 12, verse 40. All right, but I want to read it in the Septuagint. Read that real quick, King.
Come. "And the sojourning of the children of Israel, while they sojourned in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan, was 430 years."
So now we see another marker. It says the sojourning from Canaan to Egypt. Right? Sojourning means a temporary inhabitant, right? There were temporary inhabitants, and it's talking about a time period from Canaan to Egypt. That's important because that's a direct precept to what we just read in Galatians, right? Galatians is talking about Abraham, who was in the land of Canaan, all the way to the time of Egypt, essentially. And we see that again over in the book of Exodus chapter 12, verse 40, talking about the sojourning of the children of Israel going back to Abraham. It was 430 years going from Canaan to Egypt, okay? Very, very important. So that's the timeline the two precepts to support our position. It's more, but I'm, for the sake of time, I'm just leave it right there. All right. Did you have something you want to add, King?
Wow.
All right. Let's move along. All right. So now let's get some details of this covenant. Let's get Exodus, Genesis chapter 12 from the top. So we got the timeline. All right. The timeline is from the time of Abraham to the giving of the law, to the Exodus. We're going to get 430 years of prophecy within that time period. Let's see if these words are true. Let's put it to the test. Exodus 12 from the top.
You said Exodus 12 or Genesis 12?
Genesis 12, my bad. Salaki.
It's Genesis 12 and verse 1. Now the Lord has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, and unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran.
Right. So it's giving more clarity on the covenant that was talked about, and it's letting you know the start time. So this is where we see the covenant was first get introduced to Abraham. He was 75 years old. The Lord put the spirit on him and say, listen, get out of your land of Babylon, right, and go to Canaan. Go to Israel. Go to the land of milk and honey right now, right? Babylon, to give our perspective, will be equivalent to our New York City of today. That's how it was back in ancient time. It was the hub. Everybody would be there. The city, the streets of concourse, everybody was there. All nations, essentially. It was all like a melting pot, almost in a sense. All kind of, there. And they were all, I feel like a better word. It was glorious. You know what I mean? It was like New York City. That's all I can say. Like, I don't know if anybody ever went to New York City and see the dropping of the ball. You ever seen that? I know we passed that now in the truth. But for those that's from New York City, like Ali and them, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You see how Manhattan looked during that time? It's crazy. It's a sight to see. I actually went to New York a while back, and I think it was on like New Year's, and I was able to see. I'm like, damn, it's a lot of people, bro. It's probably like 200,000 people out here. That number might be embellished a little bit, but it was just a lot of people, and it was all nations. All right, so that's kind of how, yeah. Okay, yeah, she said it's overrated. She been there before. It was nice, but it was overrated. Yeah, for sure, precisely. All right, moving along. So he was 75 years old when he left Babylon to go to the land. Or you know what? He didn't leave right away, but this is when the Lord gave him the spirit and gave him the understanding in the sense. This is the establishment of the covenant. He was 75 years old. All right, very, very important document. Let's put that 75. Let's take a mental note of it. Right. Read on. Let's move along. Let's go a couple chapters over. Chapter 15. Start from the top.
This is Genesis 15 and verse 1. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Yahweh power, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless? And the steward of my house is this Eleazar of Damascus. And Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir.
Very, very important to highlight, right? Abram was like, okay, you're going to give me the seed of promise, but I don't have any children. So who's going to be able to enjoy this promised land? I'm old. I'm kind of stricken in age. I don't know if I can necessarily bear children at this age. So, I mean, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, who I'm going to leave all this to? I mean, it's a blessing. I'm thankful. I'm grateful that you even see me worthy of this blessing, as Abraham is saying. But who I'm going to be able to leave it to? I don't have any children. All right. So that's important. The Most High is like, no, you're going to trip. Don't trip. You're going to have children. All right. Let me give you some specifics. Right. You are going to have kids. Matter of fact, the kid you're going to have is going to be the kid of the promise. Don't worry about your age. Just believe and trust in the Lord. Right. So now let's go down. Let's drop down to verse 12.
Verse
On
12.
your free time, family, read the rest of this, though. Read this chapter on your free time. For the sake of time, I'm going to speed through this and give y'all the important points. All right. I just want to hit on the important points. But I do want y'all to get familiar with Genesis 15 on your free time. Go back, double back, and read it on your own. All right. Read verse 12.
Verse 12. This is Genesis 15 and verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him.
Mhm.
And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs,
Mhm.
and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
All right. Read on.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge.
Mhm.
And afterward shall they come out with great substance.
Read.
And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age.
Read on.
But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
What is that talking about? So he's giving them more clarity of the covenant. He's like, okay, look, this land of milk and honey that I'm going to essentially be giving you, there's going to come a time, though, that they're going to be removed from that, essentially, and they're going to have to go into bondage. But after they come out of this bondage, I'm going to leave them with great substance, right? And then when they return back hither to the land of Canaan, which is also the land of Israel, they're going to come back and they're going to fulfill the iniquity of the Amorites in the fourth generation. Let's just do the math, right? So there's going to be 4 generations that are going to come back. So from the time of going into slavery, all of Jacob's kids went into Egypt. All of them. Let's just prove that through the Spirit. I don't even want to act like we know. Let's get Exodus. Yeah, you know what I want.
Yeah.
I don't even want to pretend like y'all know this precept. We're gonna read the precept. The scripture says, "Seek ye out the book of the Lord," and read. So we're gonna read it.
Con, this is Exodus chapter 1, verse 1.
Huh?
Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already.
He was already there through the Spirit, and just like Joseph, which is the head of the northern kingdom, was in Egypt already before southern kingdom came with him. Duality and prophecy, right? See that a lot. All right, skip over. We're gonna come back to hold your finger on Genesis 15. We're gonna come back. Let's get another precept. Give me Exodus chapter 6. So we see everybody in Israel went into the land, right? Everybody. There were no scattered Israelites and that type of stuff. Everybody went. Give me 6 and let's get to the point. Give me a verse 16.
And this is Genesis 6 and 16. And these are the names of the sons of Levi according to their generations: Gershon, and Kohath, and Merari. And the years of the life of Levi were 137 years.
All right, so let's drop down, right? So I want the son of Kohath, right? So we got Levi. Now let's get the son of Kohath. Let's get his kids. Read on.
Verse 18. And the sons of Kohath: Amram, and Nizar, and Hebron, and Uziel. And the years of the life of Kohath were 133 years.
Mhm.
And the sons of Merari, Mahali, and Mushi. These are the families of Levi according to their generations.
Read.
And Amram took him Jochebed, his father's sister, to wife, and she bare him Aaron and Moses. And the years of the life of Amram were 137 years. And the
All right,
sons
so
of
that's all I wanted, right? So let's do the math. So we got 4. Remember, said there's gonna be 4 generations of oppression, right? Everybody went into Egypt. We got Levi, we got Kohath, We got Amram, and we got Moses. And then right after Moses, what do we have? The Exodus. Spot on, just like the Lord said. Let me say that again. We talked about 4 generations. We got Levi, we got Kohath, we got Amram, and then we got Moses and Aaron. That's the 4th generation that the scripture was just talking about in Genesis. Those are the 4 generations of oppression that we were going to have. And then subsequently after that, we're going to be delivered, like the Bible said. The Lord said it, and it happened just like He said it was. All right, let's go back. Genesis. Comment 7 in the chat if y'all following me. Comment 7's in the chat. I don't want to lose y'all. Comment 7's in the chat if y'all following. 7's in the chat if y'all following me. All right. Kawanat. Abigail. Okay. Leah. Sakar. All praises. Reb. Princess E. What up, E? All right. Everybody tapping in. All right. Cool. All right. Moving forward. Let's go. Pick up where you left off in Genesis.
This is Genesis 15 and verse 16. But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
Mhm.
And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
Right. So He gave us from the Nile River to the Euphrates. Right. That was the landmass we were supposed to have, not just the designated to the land of Canaan or Israel. We were supposed to get much more than that. And then He talked about the nations that we were essentially going to push out and have to overcome to acquire this land. All right, but I just want to give y'all a little bit more clarity on the precepts and the covenant, because this gives you a little bit more details in chapter 15, right? It gave us a little more details to it. Now, let's get Genesis 17. I low key want to read the whole chapter. I know my boy is a phenomenal reader, but we're gonna skip around. Let's read verse 1 all the way down to 9, and then we're gonna jump down.
What chapter?
17.
Okay, 17. This is Genesis 17 and verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession.
Right
And
now he's
I
giving
will,
detail, man. He's giving real descriptive details. He's like, look, it's gonna be your son that's after you. I'm gonna make the covenant with him, and then his son as well. Right? And I'm gonna specifically give you the land of milk and honey, which is the land of Canaan, and it's gonna be an everlasting possession. So now it's getting more colorful in this actual covenant that he's making with Abraham. He's specifying what kid it's gonna be, right? And then he also said to set him apart, you got to get circumcised, and so does he, to kind of set him, because the rest of the world wasn't getting circumcised during this time. So I want you guys to be different. I'm going to circumcise you guys and make sure everybody that comes under this covenant essentially gets circumcised to separate them from the rest of the world. Okay. Second time, jot down to verse 15. Y'all read this on your free time though. But drop down to verse 15.
Verse 15. And God said unto Abraham, As for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto God, Oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
So that you know specific, it's giving specificities, right, to who this covenant is for, right? Read verse 20.
And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him. And will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
You see that? He's getting very, very detailed. He's like, listen, I'm gonna take care of your other kid. I'm gonna look out for him. I'm gonna make sure he's good. Because I know you love your children. So because you love your children, I'm gonna be fair, right? I'm gonna make your son, because he's your son, a prince. He's gonna enjoy the amenities of his land. You can see that over there in Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Dubai, Kuwait. This is very, very rich mineral land. You know what I mean? Food-based commodities. They have it all on lock, essentially. Right. So the Lord cashed in on that promise, but he said, look, in terms of the promise that I'm talking about, and Isaac should your seed be called. And that's who you refer as your son only. Okay. Not to say that Ishmael wasn't his son, it just wasn't being recognized by the Most High God. All right. So he's giving very, very descriptive details. Right. But the point I wanted to kind of bring out with all of this, I wanted to give y'all more details of the covenant. But the real point I wanted to bring out was that he was 99 years old when this covenant was established, right? Now read verse 21 again.
Verse 21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
See, and you're gonna have a kid at this time next year, which will make him 100. But let's prove that happened. Skip over a couple of chapters, 21 and verse 5.
This is Genesis chapter 21 and verse 5. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him.
You see that? So now we see he was 100 years old. So remember, he started off getting the covenant at 75. Now he's 100 years old. So that would be a difference of what, chat? Calling my people chat. Not you, gang.
Oh.
I know you know your math. Family in the chat. What would that be a difference of? If the initiation of the covenant, he was 75 years old, and now he's 100 years old, what would be the difference? Comment in the chat. What would be the difference? 25 years, all praises. Shouts to Kanye, the student. Shouts to Princess E. Shouts to Angel. Abigail, shouts to her. All praise. All praise. All right. They following. Sometimes, math ain't really our thing sometimes. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I was Loros this. Make sure the family get. Okay. 25 years. All praises. All right. Moving forward. Let's jump to Jacob and Esau, Genesis 25.
What verse in 25?
We can get to the point. You know what I want. You can get like 24, 23, something like
that. Come. This is Genesis 25 and verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
So now we see that Isaac had Jacob and Esau, right? And we know subsequently Jacob is the chosen son, the promised son, right? But the point of me bringing out this scripture is to show you that Isaac, we just got his birth, and now he's 60. So now we're going to add 60, right? We're going to add 60 to that 25. That'll give us what?
85.
We'll add 60 to that 25, family. What's this going to give us? Comment in the chat. We already got 25 years accounted for. And if we add 60 more years, that gives us what? Comment in the chat. 85, all praises, all praises, all praises. 85, all praises, all praises. So we got 85 years accounted for already. All right. Move along, moving along. Let's get Genesis 47. Read verse 9.
This is Genesis 47 and verse 9. And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh.
Right. So Jacob said, the days of my pilgrimage has been how many years? 130 years.
Okay.
130 years. So we're going to add 130 to the 85 years we already have accounted for, because we just got his birth. So now we got 130 years duration of Jacob. So what's that? We got 85 years accounted for. Now we're going to add 130. What that gives us? Tahar, yeah, he's a master when it comes to math. Shouts to Tahar. He don't even need no calculator. He just know. All right, Princess E. She quick on the trigger. Shouts to Abigail. Okay. 215. So we got the halfway mark, family. 215. Rami Yaka one. He another one cold with the math. 215, family. So we already halfway to the 430. We're already halfway there. We got the halfway mark. All right. All right. Let's get some more clarity. All right. So now let's get the birth of Joseph. Let's get the age of Joseph. Okay. Let's get the age of our forefather Joseph. Give me Genesis 41 verse 46.
This is Genesis 41 and 46.
That's okay, Aaliyah. You're a genius anyways. You don't got to be good at math. You're a genius in everything else. So shouts to Aaliyah. She really smart. You don't got to know math. That's why we got calculators. We can cheat on math. Genesis 47, read verse 41, verse 46.
It's Genesis 41 and 46. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the land of Egypt. And in the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by handfuls. And he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in
He
the
gathered
land.
up what?
All the food of the 7 years.
So we know about the 7 years of plenty and then the 7 years of famine. 7 years of plenty was first. We see that he was 30. So 7 years plus 30 will be 37. So after the famine, Salakia, after the years of plenty, Joseph was 37. Okay. Very, very important to kind of understand. So for my soldiers in the chat, go ahead and take that down. All right. We just getting timelines and we getting ages. We're going to put it together. Okay. Joseph, right, started off at 30. Then it was 77 years. So that would make him 37 years old after the 7 years of plenty, right? Now we're going to transition into the famine. Get chapter 45, verse 6.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 45 and verse 6.
No math yet.
For
No
the-
math yet. No math yet, family. No, yeah, don't do the math yet. Salaki. I don't want to confuse y'all. I just wanted to get Joseph age, and then we're gonna do the math after that. So sorry for the confusion. No math yet. No math. No math. But they own it though. Shouts to Tahar. Shouts to Princess A. They own it. No math. No math. All right. Just follow me. Let's read.
Genesis 45, verse 6. For these 2 years hath the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest.
All right. So now we're transitioning to the famine, and we're already 2 years in. All right. Read that one more time.
Genesis 45, verse 6. For these 2 years hath the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest.
Right. So we got 5 more years of it being famine, no harvest, no growth, no none of these things. Right. We're not going to be able to enjoy the fruits of the land. So now we're seeing the famine essentially. Right. Now, what happened subsequently? Jacob brothers couldn't sustain the famine, so they had to come tap in Egypt. Right. In that second year, it was just too much. So they had to come to tap in on Egypt. So this is what we're going to see. So now let's go ahead and skip to verse 46, verse 1.
Kind
You
of.
know what? Y'all just read 46 on your free time. Y'all can read this on your free time. 46 is low-key got to read the whole chapter. But for the sake of time, we're not going to get the whole chapter. We won't speed through this. Let's get chapter 50, and let's get the death of Joseph. Let's get Genesis 50 and 26. Read that.
This is Genesis chapter 50 and verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And it reads, So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt.
All right. So he died at 120 years old, right? Or 110? Was it 110?
It said, yeah, 110.
110. Okay. So remember, all right, so this is how we got to do the math, right? That second year of the famine essentially is when we seen our forefather Jacob and all of them come, because they couldn't sustain the famine too much longer. So they came to Egypt, and this is when they got taken care of, and they realized, oh man, it's our brother, right? So that happened in that second year. So in order for us to get the proper math, Joseph was 39 years old. Remember, he was 30 when it started off, before the years of plenty. Then we had the 7 years accounted for the year of plenty. Then 2 years in the famine is when he get introduced to his family again. Get you know, he finds out that about his little brother Benjamin and all that, and he reunites with his family. And then then Jacob comes into the land essentially, and then he subsequently died, and he was buried and all that, right? So now we're getting the timeline of Joseph. Joseph, right, was pretty much 39 years old when his father came into the land and died. He lived to 110. So now we got to get the amount of time from the death of our forefather Jacob to the death of Joseph. And how do we do that? We just subtract 110 from 39. We subtract 110 from 39. The reason why we're subtracting 110 from 39 is because 110 is the end of his life, and 39 is at the point that Jacob died. Okay? So that's where we left off at. 71, all praises. All praises. So that gives us what? We had 215. 215 plus 71 is what? $215 plus 71 is what?
386.
$286. All praises. 286. All praises. All praises. So we got 286 years accounted for.
I thought you said 171.
286. All praises. All right. All right. So now all we need to do is get the difference from the time Joseph died to the time Moses was born. Because we already know that Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness. And Salakia, we already know that Moses was 40 years old when he decided to go restore his people, right? And kill the Hebrew. And then he went 40 years in hiding. And then subsequently after that, he rebuked the Pharaoh. So he was 80 years old. But let's just prove that. Let's not lean to my own understanding. Let's get the Bible. Let's get Exodus chapter 7. Let's get the age that Moses and Aaron was when they rebuked Pharaoh to his face. Give me 7. Let's get to the point. Exodus chapter 7. And let's get verse 7.
Exodus 7:7. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old when they spake unto Pharaoh.
Comment in the chat, what is 4 scores, family? What is 4 scores in modern terms? What would that be today?
What is a score?
Comment in the chat. What is a score? All right. What is 1 score? And then give me 4 scores. All praises. Okay.
Very good.
80. All praises.
A score is 20 years.
1 score is 20. Now you good. You good, Barb. You straight. All good. No trip. All right. All right. All praises. Shouts to Angel. She gave us the math. 20 times 4. Yeah. That part. Shouts to Justice. 80. Yeah. All right. They following. All praises. I love Val. They smart. Y'all. Val chat be jumping. Y'all smart. Make it easy. Make it easy for me. But y'all locked in. All praises. All right. So now we're going to add that 80 to that 286. What that gives us? We're going to add that 80 to that 286. That gives us what? Shouts to Ramayak. 366. Shouts to Princess E. She been quick on the trigger. 366. Shouts to Odessa, Mama Odessa. Abigail, she been on it. 366. All praises. So, what does that leave us as difference of? We got 430 years of prophecy. We already got 366 years of prophecy left. So 430 minus 366 gives us the difference of what? Gives us the difference of what, family? Comment in the chat. Shouts to E, man. E must have been special in mouth. She quick on the trigger. 64. All praises. So what is it saying? So it's saying from the time that Joseph passed to the birth of Moses, right? From the time that Joseph passed to the birth of Moses, you got 64 years. That'll give you the 430 years. Remember, we started the prophecy from the time that Abraham got the covenant to the Exodus, the giving of the law. Let's get that precept one more time, a lot. Galatians chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So essentially, all we have to account for was the time that we see Joseph died to the time that Moses was born. Because we know Moses' life was 80 years old before we went into the wilderness. He knows subsequently he lived to be 120 years old and then he passed. But remember, it says the giving of the law, because after the Exodus is when he went on Mount Sinai to get the law and came back with the tablets with the finger of God and to present it to the children of Israel. So we know Moses was 80 years old when that happened. So we add 80 to all the prophecy that we already had accounted for. We had 286 plus 80 will give us 366. We got 430 years of prophecy. 430 minus 266 gives us 64 years unaccounted for. So that means from the time that Joseph died to the birth of Moses, it was 64 years, which gives us 430 years. Read that, Bring.
Galatians 3:17. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Christ, the law, which was 430 years after.
See that? The Abraham covenant to the giving of the law was 430 years. Put sevens in the chat if y'all understood it. It looked like y'all understood it, man. Y'all smart. All praises, man. It makes it easier when the family just tapped in. They know how to. They understand that they ain't lost. Seven's in the chat. Y'all following me? All praises. All praises. Y'all make this easy. Y'all make my job easy. Shout to my boy Rami Yacht. Connie Yacht, the student. Shouts to Courtney, Yolanda, Sister Shamar. Shouts to the Rib. Kawanat. It's my boy. All praises. All right. So y'all see the 430 years prophecy. Now we know it's duality and prophecy as well. We also can relate that to spiritual Egypt. That's a whole nother lesson for a different day. Just wanted to make sure y'all was edified. Y'all like that? Y'all like it was cool? Good explanation? Y'all follow me? Did it make sense?
Yeah, I can just cook. That was plain. Simple.
Playing upon tables? Okay. All praises. All right. So we got that on the channel. 430-year prophecy in the books through the spirit. Yeah, Princess Ian gave me some flames. You know what I'm saying? She said I'm cooking.
Yeah.
All praises. All praises. Come on. Shout. You know, I know I did good if Raya said we did good. So all praises. All right. You know, because Raya ain't gonna lie. She gonna be like, that wasn't really like that, Iron. You could have done a little better. You know what I'm saying? So all praises. All right. All praises. All right, family. So we'll go ahead and sign out. We'll leave it alone through the spirit of power. Hopefully I was edified. Peace and blessings, Godspeed to everybody. Shalom. Happy Sabbath. All right. Happy Sabbath. Salute.
Shabbat shalom, mashpaka.